York.
Yeah, what's going on, fellow people? Here we are, live in New York City, the Degenerate Gamblers. We're betting on everything.
Let's do it.
This is how we do it, comedian how we do it, hanging out with haileytosato.
What's up? Let's go.
And we got a lot to go over because it was a wild week, man. It was a wild week in the sports betting world because there was so much money being passed. It was ridiculous.
Crazy weekend.
You know, let's start out with, we got to start with the college football situation.
Have to.
So, guys, man, this college football playoff, we knew it was going to be bad because, there were 6 teams vying for 4 spots. And then Saturday, we had a huge upset. I think it was huge. I don't think Alabama was supposed to beat Georgia. I didn't think it would happen. It was a close game, 3-point game, but it did happen. So, you got a team that hasn't lost in 3 years, 29-0. They're playing at basically a home game in Atlanta. And what's Alabama do? Alabama comes in, they Nick Saban the shit out of them, man. They do. That's what Nick Saban does. He comes in, he throws a couple trick plays out. Defense looks great. They upset Georgia. So now you got Georgia with 1 loss looking in. And that's what happened. They didn't get in, man. They got ousted. No. So no three-peat. They can't three-peat. This is crazy.
When was the last time there was a three-peat?
Holy shit, it had to have been Florida 1-2, I believe. I think Florida 1-2. That's a great question. Somebody can answer, and I don't know. But look, man, so they got ousted. Michigan got the number 1 seed. And this is interesting because Michigan didn't lose, but they had some close games against some arguably shitty programs.
Yeah.
I mean, Maryland could have possibly beat them going into the Big Ten championship. So they're undefeated. They got the 1 seed. Oregon loses again to Washington in the Pac-12. They're undefeated. Washington's undefeated. You got to put them in, right? You got to put an undefeated team in. That's what everybody would say, unless you're Florida State. Whoa! Florida State, 13-0.
Conversation.
Yeah, how do you imagine being that coach? Like, what do you say? He was pissed.
You do everything right all season long, and you still don't get in. College football is not just politics.
I mean, politics. Somebody, it came down to money on that situation. I mean,
100%.
look, Michigan's going. Michigan's a huge university, humongous, tons of money. Michigan has more money than probably the other 3 schools combined. Just a lot of money in Michigan. Look at the endowment. I'm sure it's billions, probably upwards of 3, 4, maybe more. So they got in. Washington gets in. Now you got 2 other spots. So what happens? Alabama beats Georgia. Nick Saban pulled some shit, man, because Alabama gets in. So if Alabama gets in, you got to bring Texas in because Texas beat Alabama at Alabama.
Yep.
So, you basically, Florida State, there's no way to look at it, but they got screwed. They're going to say, they played in the shitty ACC. It's a Power 5 conference. You're going to tell me the ACC is not as good as the Big Ten? Get the fuck out of here.
They won almost every single game.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really, really sad situation. So what do you got now? You got Georgia and Florida State playing each other in the Orange Bowl. Let's see how many of those players suit up. Because
they're ready for the draft.
Yeah,
they're not risking an injury.
Yeah, is Brock Bowers going to play? Number 1, probably football player in the United States, tight end.
I don't
know. I just don't. I hope my Jets.
What does that win do for them?
Yeah, nothing.
They don't have any. What pride do they need?
No, it's a crazy situation. So we have the college football playoff set in stone. Mm-hmm. You have those 4. Now, I think the best thing that I saw all weekend was they showed the camera on the Michigan football team the second it was announced who they were going to play. And they wanted Florida State, baby. Yeah. They wanted Florida State. That spread would have been probably 10, 11. So what is it? They got to play Alabama. And they said, with the, I don't know what bowl it is, Sugar Bowl, Peach Bowl, one of them. They said Michigan is playing Alabama. And, man, the whole Michigan room just went, they sunk. They went, you don't want to play Alabama. You don't want to play Alabama. Alabama has a reputation for just kicking ass and taking names every single in the year, man. They own Georgia.
Nicky Saban, man.
Yeah, Nick Saban, and he's got studs. They're all playing. The offense is finally playing decent with a freshman quarterback. The defense is solid. Personally, I think the line is Alabama +2 or maybe plus, but it's close.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm thinking about wagering a substantial amount on the SEC in this one. Think I'm going to have to do it.
If I put any money on it, it'll be Alabama.
Yeah, you gotta bet the team that does this every single year. So, it was my heart goes out to especially Florida State. I mean, Georgia,
That's a real heartbreak.
Dude, you're undefeated and you fucking can't get to the national championship. Are you kidding me?
What more do you have to do?
No, it was really sad. So, and then you have in the other game, you have Texas playing Washington. Texas, pretty big favorite in that one. Most people think Texas will get by Washington. A lot of people think it'll be Texas, Michigan. I don't. I think it'll be Alabama, Texas. And you know what? The committee wants a repeat of this game.
100%.
Yeah, because, earlier in the year, Texas went down to Alabama.
One of the biggest games of the year.
They will be. And they beat the shit out of them. It was early in the year. Alabama's quarterback was new, wasn't really ready. So that's what I think they want. They would like to see the Texas. Of course.
It's not about which teams are the best. It's about which games are going to make the networks the most money.
That is.
Who's going to tune in the
most?
Sure,
yeah, that's exactly what. That's why Michigan's there.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually probably hope Michigan wins this thing and goes to the final. So I don't know, but it was really crazy.
There's so many flags are thrown on the field.
In college, you got to watch these refs in these big games to see exactly if they're really trying to do something shady, because that has happened in the past. But for this weekend, college football is one of my favorite games. I'm actually going to a buddy of mine's house, an old college roommate.
Sorry, getting into the real spirit.
Dude, this dude, this is a good friend of mine. He was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer 2 years ago. He was done. History. And he did all this therapy, rated. He's an animal. He's a beast. And he's cancer-free right now.
Hell yeah.
So we're going up to celebrate. I'm excited. I'm so pumped. We're both Army fans. I'm a big Army fan. Actually, I'll give you a little trivia. The head coach of Army was dating my ex-wife when I met her. Yeah.
Look at you guys.
Yeah. I sent one in. Luckily, it didn't last long, and I had a kid.
Could have been him.
God, I wish. If I ever see him, I would be like, dude.
If his kids are watching,
why?
Sorry, but you probably already
Why
know.
couldn't it have been you? Why? I'm saving me a lot of money. I love my kids. My 2 kids are good. I think they're mine. But anyways,
Never know.
we got Army Navy this weekend. I love that game. I'm going to watch that game. And then we'll head into the NFL on Sunday. Let's talk about last week, because last week was the most miserable Sunday I've ever had in my life.
It was unwatchable.
Yeah, because
so many just mediocre NFL teams, which makes so many bad games.
Yeah, it was. And the one game that I was at was I just said it. I was at.
Yeah.
Was especially bad because it was 12:30. I'm on the couch and I'm researching. I'm trying to figure out, okay, this tease, this this parlay, whatever. And the phone rings. And my good buddy Johnny McDonald, comedian, calls me and he's like, "Hey, Howie, I got some seats, and we got a suite. We can sit inside, but the seats are outside. Jets, Falcons." And I said, I looked at the Uber, and I said, I could be there by 1:10. I don't live far from Giant Stadium, about 30 minutes. I said, all right, I don't know where I'm going. I'm going.
You're asking for a miserable time.
Well, here's the thing. I put on a jacket. I didn't think about it. I didn't dress for the situation. And the situation it was like 38 degrees out, pouring rain.
Temperature dropped.
It was
so
windy. Oh, it was miserable. And the Jets, you can't watch them.
No.
I
wouldn't even watch them on TV, let alone go and watch in person.
No.
It's not happening.
We started with one quarterback, ended up with another. Both of them were equally as bad. I think we got 2 first downs the whole game. It was just so shitty to watch.
And Jets this week. Jets-Titans.
Jets-Titans this week, and guess who they're bringing back? Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Why not?
Zach's coming back.
Throw him in again. And what were these rumors? Him saying that he didn't want to come back?
Man,
and Salah was like, no, he wants to play for us.
Aaron Rodgers was pissed.
Aaron Rodgers is
He's out of his mind 100%.
Did you watch him on McAfee?
He's fucking nuts.
I can't.
He's insane, but I like him. He's funny.
He's entertaining.
He's funny. He's entertaining. He's 100% out of his goddamn mind. You can look at his eyes.
And see that there's not much between those ears.
Yeah, he's got some interesting theories. I think
he's just a tinfoil hat guy.
Yeah, he thinks the Earth could be like triangular. So I don't know, man. I wish the hell he was wearing green and white right now. I don't care what he believes in. He can chuck it. He can chuck it better than the other ass clowns that we have. It's so horrible. But yeah, we play Tennessee this weekend. I look for what's his name? My favorite. I look for Derrick Henry to run for probably 600 yards against us. Things aren't going to go well.
No, definitely.
I have but and it brings me to another crazy thing. So I had like a 4-game parlay going, and we'll talk about parlays after. We love parlays.
Love them.
They're the worst thing.
We love to hate them.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. I always bet like one a week.
It feels so good when you make the bet.
Yeah.
Like, this looks good. I'm ready to go.
This one's just got to win. This one's got to. Now, if I get to there, then I can hedge on this one.
Yeah, I just need all of them to win.
Yeah.
And when does that ever happen?
No, man. No, I had one this year where I had 12 games and literally
11 hit.
No, the 4th game, Oklahoma beat Texas. I had Texas money line. I hit 11 out of 12 games, and if the parlay had hit, it would have been $26,000. But that's hilarious. Yep, I almost threw my kid out the window that day, driving home for no reason, just to do it.
Yeah,
parlays are tough.
Not safe.
So I got a parlay going, and I got the 4th out of the 5th was the Jets under. I'm like, that's a lot because these teams suck. We're not scoring. We had a couple of field goals. But I'm looking, and I had, of course, my 5th game, I had the Steelers beating Arizona at home. Just the money line. They were laying 6.5. Just the money line. That's all I needed. So I'm looking at the scores at the stadium, and it's like Steelers up 7-0. All right, good. Yes, here we go. So Arizona scores. Then I see delay. Like 2 hours go by. Then it's 14-7. I'm losing. And I'm like, shit, we need to run it back. So I'm looking at my Gamecast on ESPN, and we run it down to the 30. Then I see delay again. Somehow they score again, 17-7. 20. Bottom line is, I'm sitting there. The game took like 6 hours.
Yeah, that weather was
6 hours. It was just a slow banging, man. It was just a shit feeling, man. So yeah, it was a really bad weekend.
Well, Jets, Texans. I think it's -6.5.
Jets, Texans?
Yeah, this week.
Titans. Yeah, not the don't tell me Texans. That's even worse. We have no chance of beating the Texans. Fucking CJ Stroud would just piss on us, man.
Yeah, he's too good.
That team came out of nowhere this year. So, yeah, the weekend in the NFL was not good.
The Niners game.
The Niners game we talked about, and we both hit that because we both had the Niners.
That's big money.
Yeah, the Niners, that was a solid play. I'm glad we took that one.
We got Sunday Night Football, Eagles Cowboys.
Yeah, this weekend is going to be more of a loaded weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles Cowboys is going to be huge. I talk about fantasy. I got Dak as my quarterback. But what would you do here? So Dak, I have him starting at quarterback right now, but I also have Patrick Mahomes. I'm sitting Patrick Mahomes
against the Bills.
Bills. I mean, my problem is I'm probably going to play Dak. That's going to be a 13-10 game.
Yeah.
And the Bills and the Chiefs will be 42-38.
Yeah, that's always how it pans out.
What do you do here, man? Do you play Mahomes? Do you play Dak? I still haven't made a decision yet. Dak's leading the way.
I'm taking the Eagles in this game.
You like the Eagles?
I like the Eagles. I like them at
It's in Dallas.
I like them at +3.5. I like the Eagles. So with that logic, I have to also say, you play
Dak.
No, I think you still play Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, maybe I will. I've been thinking about this. It's driving me crazy. I don't know. Here's the thing. Haley's talking about taking the Eagles against Dallas. So let's move into the next segue here. Let's talk about something you can do now that you couldn't do the past 30 years. Back when I was 14 in 7th grade in the middle of English class, placing a bet with a payphone, calling a bookie named Sal.
Of course.
You could bet let's say you back in the day, if you bet the Eagles and the Eagles went up 14-0, you just sat back and just crossed your fingers and said, I hope we cover, man. Today, you can be smart. You can hedge. In other words, let's say Haley takes the Eagles at +3 and they go up 7-0. That line's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see Dallas probably +3.5, +4. You can do a couple things. You can take the money line to really hedge. You can take the Dallas +3.5. Sometimes you can catch the middle.
Yeah.
That's the key. We love catching the middle. Catch the middle. Hit both sides. Let's say she has the Eagles, and the Eagles are +3.5 in the final, and then the Eagles score first. Dallas scores the next 5 times in a row. It doesn't matter.
It's always best to live bet after the first score.
Yes.
That's the first time you get the major change in lines.
So if she takes Dallas +3.5, after the Eagles score, and let's say the final score of the game is Dallas wins by 2, she hits both sides. Both sides, bang, bang. Happens a lot. You can do it. Now you have to be active. You better have your phone with you. If you're with your wife at a Sunday Broadway play, you better go and say, I go to the bathroom, honey, and go bet the shit out of it. We've all been there. It's cost me a few girlfriends. But hey, it's all about whether you want to win or not. That's what it's all about. So that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Finally, we don't get great Sunday. We haven't gotten a lot of good Sunday night football games this year. We've got some really mediocre games
we have.
In prime time.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for a good one. And then Monday, we're back to 2 games Monday night.
God, Mark's pissing me off. I think I got it.
No, you didn't. I got it.
Yeah, Monday night. It's the first time in a while we're back to 2 games on Monday night. I like that.
I am indifferent. You get the hour where you only have 1 game, and then it's nice because if one game is horrible, you can switch back to the other one. But then if they're both good, which they won't be, it's Dolphins.
Yeah, you got you got Tennessee Titans at the Dolphins. Why the hell were you telling me the Titans are playing the Jets? What are we on crack here?
The Texans were playing the Jets.
Oh, God!
That's what I said.
Son of a bitch!
I know.
No, the Jets are +3.5 against the Houston Texans this Sunday. That looks like the biggest crap game in the world.
Yeah.
Because that line should be 23.5. Because we suck.
Yeah.
I just don't see how the hell we're not going to get blown out. I don't know. We'll come back to that game later. But Sunday night, yeah, you have the Titans at Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins are -13.5. That's too many. It's too many.
I don't think they're that good.
Yeah, but the Titans hand that thing up to Henry, run the clock a little, the clock a little.
All
you got to do is score twice.
Management is very good.
You score 2 touchdowns, you're going to cover that line, probably. Oh, the other Monday night game is just a barn burner. You got the Green Bay Packers playing the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Who's the other team in New York that's just equally as bad? The Giants. Yeah. You know what, though?
2 pretty unwatchable teams.
I'll tell you one thing right now. Tommy DeVito is 1,000 times better than Zach Wilson.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Tommy DeVito is so bad.
He's won. He's won. He's got some wins.
Fair enough.
They're playing. Now, listen. There's a statistic. You guys can look it up. The home dog Monday night covers something like 65% of the time.
Yeah, I've seen
It's
that.
amazing. So you got the Giants are a home dog by 6.5. I'd take the Giants. Shit, that quarterback in Green Bay, he's young. I'd take the Giants Monday night.
+6.5?
I would, yeah. I like that.
That seems safe. And then, when the Packers score first, what do you do?
Packers score first, man. You're fucking loading the shit out of the Giants. Hell yeah. You're loading them, man.
Mm-hmm.
But what you want the Giants is a +6.5. You want the Giants to score first. Then you turn around and you bet the Packers. Then you catch the middle.
100%.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting, man. I like that Monday night lineup. I think some money could be made there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. So look, let's talk real quick. We talked about parlays, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you're consistently betting parlays every single weekend, you're not going to win. You're not. you probably hit 1 out of every 10 parlay. If you bet three-game parlay or more. If you're actually betting the spreads, you're not just betting money lines, you're betting spreads. It is damn hard to hit a 2-game parlay, let alone a 3. In a 4-game parlay, holy shit! You better hope it's your birthday. Some crazy shit's going on with the moon.
When I first started betting, it was like all parlays.
Yeah,
because I was like, these are the biggest payouts.
They're so
but
fun.
They're so
fun.
They feel so good. And then, you hit 4 out of 5, and then that 5th one, you're sitting there shitting your pants trying. Or even worse, you lose the first one, then the whole thing's a wash.
It's like you're a happily married guy, and you go to New Orleans for a weekend. Yeah, I was for a couple of days. But you go to New Orleans, you hang out for a few days, you run into some girl. I don't know if she's a prostitute or not. It doesn't really matter. But you run into some girl, and you just have the best 2 days you ever had in your life. It's amazing. But it comes to an end. You got to go home to the wife. You have to. Kind of like a parlay, man.
You have to go home and get tested.
You're not going to get a lot of good ones. You're not. You're going to hit 1 out of every 10, maybe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, do you have to get tested after a parlay? No. Maybe your head gets tested.
Yeah, you got tested.
Yeah, if you hang out with Sheila that you just met in New Orleans for a few days, and you don't really remember a lot of it, but it was good, get tested.
You never met a prostitute named Sheila.
I didn't say she was a prostitute. No, she was a housewife, widow.
Oh.
Her husband died in a train wreck, and she had to make some extra money hitting the pole. So
what are the odds that your husband dies in a train wreck?
Nowadays, a lot of trains have been crashing. If your husband was one in Ohio, Palestine, Ohio, yeah, he probably didn't make it, and hopefully had some life insurance.
I'm sure a bunch of people around.
Yeah. So, but we talk about parlays. Now, let's talk about a more feasible bet that makes more sense. Let's talk about the tees, okay? Let's talk about the tees. So explain the tees, Haley.
Oh.
And this is not a girl in a bar that starts talking to you at 7 o'clock. 9 o'clock, she wants more drinks and food. 9:30, she still won't go home with you. It's not that kind of tease.
No, tease when you want to move the line. Want to make it make more sense. Or make it make less sense, and then you can make some more money, but it's a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tease, you can move the line, man. You can move
it wherever you want.
So I'll give you an example. I looked at tonight's college basketball lineup.
Who you got?
And I looked at a lot of games. You got Rutgers playing at Wake Forest.
Oh. One of my favorite stadiums, actually. Wake Forest basketball?
Oh, down there? Yeah, down in North Carolina. What's the name of the town? It's not Hickory. Demon Deacons. Why can't I think where the hell? I don't know. I'm shot.
From there.
I'm not from North Carolina.
South. It's all the same thing.
I'm from upstate New York. I just lived in the South.
Georgia.
I married a girl from Georgia. And it was great. I heard from the other day she can now speak. It's amazing. I got Maryland. Tonight, Penn State's playing at Maryland. I like that game a lot because neither coach is worth a shit. I don't like Kevin Willard. I don't like the new coach at Penn State. He came from VCU.
And what do you want to tease?
You'll see more turnovers. I'm going to I would tease Maryland because it's at home. They're laying like 7.5. I want to get that close to even money. Another game I love tonight. Virginia Commonwealth is playing home. They're loaded with talent. They've had a couple horrible losses early, but they play Memphis. They play Memphis at home. And then, of course, the game I love tonight. I love this game. Clemson is -8.5 at home against their rival, South Carolina. Clemson's undefeated. They're off to the best start, probably school's history. I actually played futures on Clemson about 3 weeks ago to make the Final Four, and they were plus 3,000. Now I think they're down to like plus 1,700. They're good.
Love a good futures bet,
yes.
Especially when it plays in your favor.
Yes. So, I actually parlayed these, and I moved the line. I did some line adjustments. But the bottom line with this is let's say I want to do a 2-game tease. I told you guys I really like Clemson tonight. The other game I like Rutgers to go into Wake Forest and make it interesting. So I'm looking at it right now. The line is Clemson's minus 8.5 against South Carolina. Rutgers is plus 3.5 against Wake Forest. So I just hit the little teaser, and let's get it to minus 102, almost even. Now, instead of 8.5, Clemson's just got to win by 4.5. Rutgers is getting 7.5 points. Makes more sense. It's more of a smarter, less greedy way to make money.
Yeah.
Now, could I lose both these? Absolutely. Rutgers could lose by 20. You don't know. But look, when you bet, the key is to try to gain value. Let's try to get all the little advantages we can in our corner. Can we still lose? 100%. Yep. But the key to betting is try to get the house, try to have an advantage against the house. And I think that's what teasers do the best.
Yeah, it's probably one of the easiest ways to get any sort of advantage on the house.
Yeah, and I normally like just teasing 2 or 3 teams because what will happen is you'll tease 4 teams. It'll look like especially in the NFL.
Yeah.
You'll look at a 4-game.
Such a headache.
You'll look at a 4-game tease and you'll say, there's no way I can lose this. No way. And that's when, the Giants beat the Eagles by 2 touchdowns. Yeah. That's when that shit happens. Because, you've all seen the movie Any Given Sunday. So that's college hoops right now. College hoops has been off. Last night we crushed college hoops.
Yeah,
we were 6 for 9 last night in college hoops. We had a big night at the Garden. You had the Jimmy V Classic. UNC played UConn. UConn covered that line. But the other game I really liked, Florida Atlantic, Final Four last year. They were laying 3.5 to a good Illinois team, and I've been watching this Illinois team. They remind me a lot of Clemson. They have great guards. They have a couple big guys, and I felt they were the better team. And they actually ended up winning that game last night. We made some good coin on Illinois. So, look, college basketball, to me, I actually coached college basketball for a while, played small level D3 college basketball at Cortland State, which, by the way, the football team's in the Final Four of the national championships this weekend. Let's go Red Dragons.
And now Howard just plays with a bunch of old guys on a pickup game.
Yeah, now I play with the old guys, man. Yeah,
look at the tracks here.
I think I need a couple gold chains.
Oh, at least 2.
I knew it. 2. I knew I needed it.
And you have to take off the undershirt.
Yeah. I'm just going to go bare chested with gold chains, maybe a cross, even though I got kicked out of the
Now your Tommy DeVito's down.
Yeah. I got kicked out of the Catholic Church years ago, but I can still wear a cross. Jesus loves us all, right? So anyways, college hoops, I like to look at matchups. When I say matchups, coaching matchups. Because when you see a coach like
they're so much more influential in college basketball than I think maybe any sport.
Yeah, because when you see a team like a Maryland who runs, they turn the ball over a lot. When they play a team like a North Carolina with really good guards, they don't turn the ball over a lot. Davis and Cormac Ryan, these kids are solid. They don't turn it over. Those are the games where teams like Maryland get the shit blown out of them. I mean, you could look at first half, first quarter, or first half spreads and usually hit them. So I look at matchups in a big way when I look at college hoops. And another huge thing in college hoops, home court means a lot. Doesn't really mean a lot as much in the pros. But in college, holy shit. You got to play at Duke. The different, Duke.
I think it's just the age. Like when you're, 35 playing in the NBA, you can block out the sound of, that's how you got there.
Yeah.
Blocking out the sound of, the home team.
Oh, no.
In college, these kids are getting a little more worked up, and in a good and bad way from both sides. Yeah.
No, it's that is the key. It is the age. You get 19, 20-year-old kids in front of
you don't know what they're doing all
6,000 fans, and the fans in college are horrible, There was a kid in California last week. His name's like Abdul Muhammad something. Holy shit. I don't know who they were playing, like Washington or something. The crowd yelling, terrorist. This kid's a 19, 20-year-old kid. Assholes. What does he do? He runs right up in the stands and just starts fucking, which I don't blame him.
No, you
know
just can't
what?
do that. But that
Plus it
shows the temperament of,
Yeah, these
they're
are
younger.
kids, man. These are kids.
They don't have the discipline that the older guys have, and they can't always win at away games.
No, so that's what I look at in college hoops, and I've been doing college hoops for years and years and years. Like I said, picked UConn to win the national championship last year in like November. Do they have a chance to win it this year? Yes, they do. I don't like them as much, even though they won last night.
Region's got a bigger
I
shot.
think they're, Baylor is loaded with talent. I love this Clemson team. This Clemson team is going to go far. Creighton out of the Big East. The Big East, top to bottom, is probably the best conference out there. I think they have a hell of a chance if they start firing on all cylinders come late February, March. But there's 6, 7, 8 teams. Shit, there's 10 teams that could win it in college basketball this year. It's wide open. I've never seen it this wide open. There's not a dominant team. Kentucky was looking amazing. And what happened Saturday night? Fucking UNC Wilmington went in and beat the shit out of them at Kentucky. Are you kidding me? So I look at that a lot. I look at if a college team has to play on a Friday night and then go somewhere on the road Saturday and play, and that team's had a day off, that's worth a few points. That's worth a few points. So I look at a lot of that stuff. But look, we're going to start a Patreon. All these I'll start writing these up on a daily basis. Let's go. Look, we got to talk a little bit about this NBA tournament that nobody, including myself,
We don't want to talk about it.
Including myself, nobody knows what the hell it is. Who is it? We got questions real quick. Fenner 1122, great splash, Howie. You freaking killed it. Come to Portland. We're not all woke cards. I like that.
Oh.
Eagles versus Cowboys. Who you picking? I think the Eagles are going to lose. Haley likes the Eagles.
I like the Eagles.
Do you like them to win the actual game at 3.5?
I'm not putting money on it, but I think they will.
I'm
not doubling down. I just think they'll cover.
I don't know what to do, man. I don't know. I'm going to bet lightly on that.
The Eagles are this team that they always have been, especially this year, they're just really leaning into this ability to just grind out wins. They play every second, and at the end of the game, they're always finding some way to beat them out.
Yeah, and here's a team that, probably one of the top 3 favorites to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this year. I mean, they're there last year. Same team, good squad. Who's going to beat them? Niners.
Yeah.
Niners out of the National League. What about the Rams?
They got a shot.
Starting to play well.
They're heating up, and then you look at the NFC North, and you have the Lions leading that division, and they're just a joke.
What a farce.
They're a joke. It's Lions, Bears this week.
Yeah.
And I think it's Bears plus 3.5.
Probably take the
Bears plus 3.5, and I'm taking that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
In my mind, that's easy money. I'm taking Bears plus 3.5.
I mean, yeah, that's it's tough to say, man. I mean, I Dallas, home Dallas, buddy of mine's that. I'll probably take Dallas, but I'll take the money line because it's going to be a close game. I think it is.
They've only beaten one team over 500.
That's the thing.
That was
you are
last
right.
week with the Seahawks.
They've had a shitty schedule.
And I will say, Dallas is one of those teams that going into AT&T Stadium is a scary stadium to go into. But they're 5-1 at home. But none of those, or last week, they were in Dallas when they beat Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only team above 500 that they've beaten all year.
Yeah.
I don't think they're as good as we're making them out to be. I'm taking Eagles plus 3.5.
A lot of people think that. So, with that,
the NBA tournament.
We're going to talk about this NBA tournament.
Yeah,
so this NBA tournament, we're down to the finals or finals 4 because Milwaukee beat my Knicks last night to go in. I knew they would.
Did you see that clip after the game?
I actually took the Bucks against my Knicks last night. I did. That was a joke.
Did you see what Giannis said after the game?
Oh, what did he say?
They were interviewing him, and they're like, "Oh, how do you like it? How you feeling?" He's like, "Good. We're gonna go play again hard next week." And they were like, "Yeah, well, that's it." And he was like, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, how about that $100,000?" He's like, "We get money for this?" They didn't even market it well to the players.
No,
We had no idea.
The only thing I know about this NBA tournament is if you
Watch
look,
him play a little bit harder next week.
watch the courts that they're playing on. They look
so ugly.
They look like a third grade class.
Yep.
All took paintbrushes and just got, whoever can come up with the most fucked up court won a prize. It's the courts, you can't even watch them.
Yeah.
They're
It's
horrible.
distracting.
It's just
I'm
terrible.
distracted the entire time.
Yeah, it's like yellow and light blue, just shit colors. And so, but I'm going to tell you this. I researched this tournament enough where last week,
Apparently more than the players did themselves.
yeah, I did. And I researched it where to get to the next round or whoever in certain teams, you had to win by a certain amount of points.
Yeah, the points are.
Point differential.
Yeah, and the points are double. And
It was crazy.
Yeah.
They threw some soccer shit into this tournament, so which is bizarre. So what happened was last Wednesday, I got some news. Charlotte was in town. They're playing my Knicks. I got a little news that a couple guys from Charlotte were hurt. We're playing. Guy was sick. Not only that, the Knicks had to win by, I think, 19 or 20. The line was 12.5. That was the biggest layup I've seen in 10 years because,
They came out and won by how much?
I juiced the
20?
Knicks. They won by 23, but it wasn't really that close. You didn't really have to worry about it, but they had to win by a lot. And then last night they went into Milwaukee, and I knew we were screwed. We can't guard Milwaukee, man. We got friggin' Mitch Robinson trying to guard the freak. It's just no. He just abused us in the first quarter. Every rebound, every layup, dunk, miss. He killed us. And then Dame Lillard just abused our guys. I'm a Knicks fan, but we got to get rid of Julius Randle. I'm sorry, Julius. You're not doing it, man. You're not doing it. We traded Obi Toppin last year. He's killing it in Indiana. And they're still alive. They're still in this tournament.
I don't know. I think the Knicks aren't as good as we all thought they were in the offseason.
No, we're not. I didn't think we would be. I mean, we're missing a really good player. We need a good big man, I mean, you look at the Pacers. This kid Tyrese Halliburton has come out of nowhere. He's just improved 1,000% from last year. He and Buddy Hield. You got Obi Toppin. They're playing well, man. So they're young kids. They play well together.
Together, yeah.
Yeah, we just don't have that chemistry, man.
We don't have it. I think especially with the Knicks, and I'll even go as far as saying the Nets too. They don't have a team. They don't play together.
We have Jalen Brunson. I like Josh Hart. We got good young kids. We're missing.
They have a good future.
Yeah, we're just missing that big 6'9", 6'10" guy that can dominate.
Spark.
We need one or two of those guys. DiVincenzo's shooting the ball well, but we just don't have that beast. So I don't know. But that's what – look, NBA, when you bet NBA, you better know who's playing, how many minutes, who's sick, who's got the flu, who just came down with COVID, who sprained an ankle, fucking a thumbnail. You need to know that information as far as the NBA goes because stuff changes right up to the you look on you better have an app or some information telling you that game time this person is playing because if a certain player is out, like a
NBA changes much quicker than I think most sports.
Yeah, you got to know because it can change the whole entire outlook of how many points are scored. But the NBA is also one of those that live betting.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It changes so quickly.
It's huge. If you bet an over-under, it's at 219, and all of a sudden the first quarter is 24-19, or if you bet an under, then you got to go over. You can hedge. So that's stuff that we talk about all the time, man. Hedging is the most beautiful thing in the world, and that's thank God for these things. Thank God for those kids.
Thanks for New York making it legal on the phone.
Thank God.
Me and how we first met. It wasn't legal in New York. We were taking the path over to Jersey, placing our bets because it was legal there, hopping on the path right back.
Haley was bartending, and I'd be like, it'd be 11:45 on a Saturday, and I'd be like, fuck, I got to get this Syracuse game in. I'm in New York. I can't bet it here, so I got to take the path over to New Jersey.
Quick.
I would run to the path.
Yep.
I don't know, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
6 minutes to get over. I'd step off the train, put the bet in, step back on the train, and be back to the bar by
the location and
by tip off.
Yeah.
And it's those were the days.
That was kind of fun. I kind of
It was because what was hilarious is you get on the train at Christopher Street, New York City.
Yeah.
You You get out of the train, you look around.
There's people doing the same things
Every
as you.
degenerate,
Yeah.
That's girlfriend's about to kick him out of the house,
Yeah.
or
It's like, babe, I'll be right back. I gotta run to Jersey real quick.
you got guys with slippers on, pajamas, and they're on their phones. Like you go underneath the Hudson River. You can't get reception, so you just hang out, look
You're
around.
just like waiting.
Next thing you know, you're like, who you got?
Yeah.
Some guys
Making conversation with
I'll tell you
strangers
one
on the
thing.
train.
I hope fucking West Virginia plays well today, man. I'm putting everything on West Virginia. And I'd be like, oh shit, the 2 receivers are out today. No. Yeah, we would all get on and then we would all get off. There'd be 30 guys around their phones, like,
Yep. And then me in the corner.
Yeah, and New Jersey's so degenerative over there.
That's where I'm from, baby.
Yeah, there's just the worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah, we said.
The worst, probably the worst humans I wouldn't say the world, but the country. They got to come from Jersey. I'm not you.
Oh.
Not Haley. No. But the ones from, what's that town where they won the Little League World Series where they say?
Toms River.
So Toms River, New Jersey. Is it true all the kids start glowing in the dark at 6th grade?
Oh, the water.
Toxic waste. Isn't it? That's where Todd Frazier's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that kid was nasty.
My fucking sister ran into Todd Frazier the other day down in South Jersey. And Jose Trevino, the catcher for New York Yankees, she fucking called me.
That's just terrible.
She just starts sending me pictures. I'm like, you don't even know who they are. That's when you FaceTime me.
Todd Frazier, give him credit, man. The kid was stronger than most kids at the age of 12 because he was from Toms River. Those kids are over there licking pipes in the back of yards. And they get that toxic waste strength. Their forearms are a little bit bigger. They get that.
There's lead in half the pipes in New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those kids are seeing triple. Their kids are coming out with 3 heads now. That's New Jersey though. But
you should see. Never.
No, you would get off the train, and you would just look down the track and see 60 of the big degenerates.
Yeah.
Me being one of them.
New Jersey is actually. We were first in. One of the first few states in sports betting online.
Yes.
And
the FanDuel, you can go to FanDuel right at where I was yesterday or the other day at MetLife Stadium. It's a big FanDuel headquarters.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you can put the bet. You can go in there, hang out.
Hang out at the bar, play some.
But my point was, this is how bad the degenerates are in New Jersey. So I look over, and I went over and I'm talking to a guy. I'm like, "You getting back in the train? It's about to take off." He goes, "No, man." I look over. He's playing fucking blackjack on his phone. He goes, "I'm gonna play a few more hands." I'm like,
How bad is your home life?
Like, you trust that? No, dude, this is blackjack on a phone. I'm sorry, I don't trust it.
So many people in New Jersey play blackjack or poker on their phone. It is so common. They love it. Anything that you can do on your phone for sports betting or for gambling, they do it. And I respect it.
No, I trust. I can look at Pornhub or YouPorn. I trust that.
Yeah, but you can do that.
A casino on my phone? No, I don't know where those cards are coming. I'm getting an 8 and a 3 every time. I'm doubling down and getting a 2. And he's getting what a coincidence.
Who owns
I'm getting
this
killed.
app?
Yeah, I want to start my Howie blackjack app. I get 21 every single time. Sorry, I'm lucky. But yeah, this guy was playing blackjack. I was like, dude, you're gonna lose everything. He's like, no, I'll get hot at some point.
Oh,
no, man, you're playing on a phone.
Ice cold.
Yeah, and in New Jersey, you can play like roulette, craps.
Everything.
How do you fucking play craps on a phone? There's no dice in your hand.
I play Rummy 500 on my phone.
You bet on it?
I don't, but if you're in New Jersey, you can.
You can bet on Rummy.
Yeah. When I try, it says, "Oh, your location is in New York." I'm like, I'm not using my VPN for that.
How do you bet on goddamn Rummy on your phone? You
can bet on anything.
I got a double look. Is that a diamond or a heart? Oh, geez, I don't know.
That's because you're blind.
Yeah, I need glasses. I'm just not there yet. I need to go
That's
to
why
the store
you confuse Texans with Titans.
I think that's why. Yeah, so we're screwed. The Jets are screwed. We got the Texans at home.
Jets are always screwed.
We are absolutely screwed. So we
last NFL. Don't hate me. I'm a Raiders fan. I like my Raiders +3 against the Vikings. It's going to be a garbage game.
My buddy Sam Tripoli's going to be on that too, man. He loves the Raiders. Vegas Raiders. Where's the game? Is it in Las Vegas?
It's in Vegas, I think.
In Vegas, the Raiders are +3.
Well, yeah,
we got to look at that.
They're horrible.
Haley knows her NFL, man. I'm a college guy.
Yeah, but I might not know where
So yeah, we talk about hedging. We talk about parlays. Look, guys, parlays, like if you go to the horse track, and I love the horses, I love the ponies. You go to the horse track and you bet win, play, show. You bet horses to show. They got to come in the top 3. You got a chance. If you go to the racetrack and all you bet are what they call the exotic wagering, if you bet pick 3s, pick 6s, quinellas, exactas, trifectas, triples. If you just
What's
bet
a quinellas?
Quinella is you
I'm
bet.
learning.
So an exacta, let's say I walk up and I go, give me an exacta box 1-3. The 1 can win, the 3 can come in second, the 3 can win, the 1 can come in second. Either way. I can go up and say, give me $1 Quinella 1-3. Either way, they come in any way. That's the way it is. It's basically like boxing, but you just say Quinella. Either way. Pays a little bit less, more of a conservative bet. But look, if you're sitting there betting, all these exotics at the track, that's the same thing as betting parlays. Same thing. So I'm not saying don't do it. We love them. They're fun. Parlays are fun.
They're just not safe.
There's nothing better than betting like a 13. There's nothing better than betting a 13-game parlay and saying, wow, $100 pays $28,000. Jeez, I can't wait till this comes in. I'm taking a nice vacation. It's a good
You're
feeling.
never taking that vacation.
It's like that feeling when you buy the lottery, when you go out and buy a Powerball, and the winner's $128 million, and you go home and you lie in bed and you're like, oh man, what am I going to do with $128 million?
Nothing, because you're not getting it.
And I'll sit there and I'll even do the taxes in my head. I'll sit there and be like, okay.
How much am I actually going to take home?
After 128,
we're in New York, so
33%,
33% tax.
Be like 60 when it's all said and done. So $60 million. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give my girlfriend $1 million. I'm gonna put the rest here. I'm gonna take $3 million, rent a jet, get 7 to 10 girls, a couple of my buddies. We'll just get travel, do some wild shit.
Sure.
Hopefully, come back alive. I mean, you think that is it ever gonna happen? Like she just said, hell no, I'm not gonna hit that. Let's be real. Let's get real. Let's make some money. Let's bet some of these games straight. Betting a game straight. There's nothing better than picking one game. It's one game. I like Clemson tonight. I like Clemson big over South Carolina. I'm going to hit them straight up. That is my main bet for tonight.
I feel like money lines are underrated.
Great move.
Everyone loves the spread. And sure, the spread might be safer in certain circumstances, but no one, I feel like when you're like, oh, I'm just taking them, even they're like, oh, you're just going to do that? Like, yeah, I might.
Yeah.
I might hit.
Another good thing to look at besides money lines is, let's say, if there was a team the other night that I put out, I can't remember, I put out on the Discord, and they were plus 18.5 points. And I took them, of course.
The spread?
I took them. And it was a mid-major game because they won. They won outright. And the money line was plus 1,500. If I just put $50 on it, I would have made $750. I am that guy. I will see a big spread sometimes, especially if it's a mid-major team in basketball against a Southeast Conference team. If someone like a Richmond or a Davidson is playing like a Alabama or someone like that, I will take the money line. Clemson played at Alabama last week. They were plus 12.5. The money line was plus 450. I took the money line. We hit that. Don't ever in your mind say, oh, that team's getting 25. They have no chance to win. The reason the line is that is because the bettors have made it that. The bettors have put money on it and pumped that line up. Who the hell knows? Bama could have a guy hurt, guy sick. Maybe the other team is going to slow that ball down a lot. Maybe there's some bad calls. But sometimes you got to look at, like Haley just said, the money line in an underdog situation. That's what we call value.
Yes.
That's how you get value.
At plus 400, even though the spread is like plus 2.5.
Yeah, well, it's going to be more. 400, you're going to get plus probably 8.5, 9, 10. But it doesn't matter, man. If you like a team and you think they can win, shit, bet that team straight up. Get some value. Get some value. We talked about hedging, live betting, parlays, teasers, NFL. We talked about the NBA tournament. We talked about the college football fiasco. Look,
We're going to be talking about that for a long time.
yeah. Well, what about hockey? What the fuck's going on in hockey? That's what you're here for.
Oh, hockey's getting nuts. The team I was watching this week, who are horrible, the Sharks, they put up some numbers.
The Sharks did?
Yeah. So
you were talking last week that there was like the worst team ever.
It was their turnaround is crazy. So they played the Rangers. They're making the rounds. They played the Devils, the Islanders, played the Rangers. The Rangers almost lost. It was 5-4 at the end of the game. Granted, they did get one empty net. But the fact that the Rangers are getting an empty net goal, like why are you? It was. Yeah,
so is that something we need to look at?
Yeah, because I beforehand I was betting the under every single time when it came to the Sharks, and now it's like they're playing good teams.
Okay.
And they're putting up some numbers.
All right.
They might be like, I might have to deep dive into that and figure out if they might just be a classic over team.
Or you can get someone like that. You can get them at +1.5.
I think the thing that's dangerous with them in an over-under situation, because personally that's my favorite bet in hockey, because it's always 6. If it's not 6, you need to figure out why, because the average goals in hockey is 6. And my favorite, other than the over-under, my favorite bet in hockey is over 2 goals, or if it's 1.5, always hit that over in the first period.
First period.
There's the average first period goals is always 2. You see that at 1.5, take that over.
Gotcha.
That's a safe bet.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
They got to come out and lighten it up, man.
Yeah. But the thing with the Sharks specifically, and I've just been, they're an interesting team to watch because they were so bad, and now they're like making this total change. And it's offense, mostly their offense, because they don't have a great defense. They have one of the highest goals against average. So the amount of goals that are scored on them, it's like 3.8. It's pretty high. And if you're over 6, they're not scoring though. Their average is 2.1.
Now, do you believe this? I have a friend that bets hockey. He's been betting it for years. He's pretty good.
Live betting hockey is
betting?
probably smarter than even betting before the game starts.
It's like that in a lot of sports now, man. But what about, he says all he touches are under-overs.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing.
That's all he bets, under-overs.
The under-overs is safe. I mean, I think with hockey, you want to look at hot streaks. Now see who's hot, who's moving up their line. If they went from the third to the first line, there's got to be a reason. They're scoring goals. Their speed's increasing. They're playing harder, more physical. And then you have to look at, the matchups. You have to look at what defense they're up against.
Yes, who go Bestrini versus like Olga Furkachuk.
Yeah, so like Devil Sharks, right?
Olga's a woman's name. I don't know why I use that one.
Well, it's rationally I do that.
That's true. There probably are a lot of guys named Olga skating around.
Olga.
Just don't go home with them because you're going to lose a kidney in the morning.
But like Devil Sharks, right? You have the Devils who are getting hot and the Sharks with a shitty defense. That's going to be an over. Especially when Luke and Jack Hughes are healthy, 2 brothers playing together. You can't say that chemistry isn't. They've been playing since they were like 3 years old.
For the Sharks.
For the Devils.
Oh, the Devils.
Yeah, and then, last night you had Canucks Devils. You had all 3 Hughes brothers. 3 Hughes brothers.
Dude, this is like the Hanson brothers from Slapshot.
Exactly.
Do these guys have weird glasses with like fucked up? Are they like, hey?
But that was an over last night because you have 2 brothers on one team and the third brother on the opposing team, all playing in one game. They're playing hard. They're playing for pride and for mom and dad's love. That was an over. That was the game.
All right, I got to start watching hockey. Watch me get into hockey. I'm going to turn into a total hockey gambling degenerate. I'm going to be going to Rangers games. Let's go.
No, Devils games. Devils games are intense.
You know what? I can get to Prudential Center about the same distance. I can walk to the Garden. It takes me 20
It'll take
minutes.
You the same amount of time to get to.
I can get on the PATH train. PATH train drops me right off at Prudential Center.
And then that little 3-minute walk.
We're going to go to some games, man.
From Prudential to the stadium or Prudential to the train. It's a fun walk.
We will. And you know what? Haley and I are going to broadcast live. We are going to the Pinstripe Bowl. I think it's December 28th. Pinstripe Bowl. It's Miami. Miami. I love it. Bring the women from Miami up to New York.
Never been to a basketball game or hockey game in a baseball stadium. So
This
I'm
is a
excited for
football
that.
game.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm saying I've never been to anything other than a baseball game in a baseball
Yeah, we go to Yankee
stadium.
games. Go to a lot of Yankee games.
Too many.
December 28th, you have Miami coming up here to play Rutgers. Now, Miami's
New
already
Jersey girl.
missing their quarterback
We
because
like
he's in the
Rutgers.
portal. But yeah, Rutgers,
Like Rutgers.
they don't have a great football team.
No.
But they're going to be playing Yankees game. Let's hope the weather's shitty.
And they play the Sopranos theme song when they come out.
Yeah, I hope it's
If
snowing.
that doesn't pump you up.
Yeah, I'll be jacked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody's getting better on that day. Someone's getting better on that day.
And then
Somebody may
both might get that on.
Yeah, somebody might end up in jail walking out of that stadium. But anyways, it'll be fun.
And they'll be someone from Jersey.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Or me. But we'll go to the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
We'll interview some people. We'll find out who's
Might be outside the stadium.
Yeah.
Talking to people.
Yeah, Pinstripe Bowl. I love the Pinstripe Bowl. I go to that thing every year. Football at Yankee Stadium is bizarre. It's bizarre.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a different energy, right?
Yeah, it is.
Because baseball is laid back, goes 0 to 100.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you're in the bleachers. We go to the bleachers
that's
sometimes.
nice.
You just got characters
Bleacher
out there.
creatures.
Yeah. That's
Love
you ever see Face? Versky's buddy Face. There's a guy in the bleachers. You know his name? His Face. What's his name? He's got a shirt that says Face on the back.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
That's his name?
Yeah, his name's
Oh,
Face.
love that
Everybody
guy.
knows Face.
He's a good guy.
Just look at him. He looks a little off.
He's got a face.
He's got the best chance about Aaron Boone.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even say him on
He's
there.
one of the
So
leaders
bad.
of the Bleacher Creatures.
Yeah, he
it's
is.
a culture out there.
The Bleachers Creatures are a cult in New York. They have a Christmas party.
You know, I love when children sit out there and parents who
They
don't
learn
know
a lot.
where they're
They learn
sitting.
so much.
I'm like, you need to stop cursing. What is this energy out here? It's like,
48, you're a tranny. I mean, this is the shit you hear in the bleachers. I mean, it's just the worst things. The worst things that you can hear out of a human's mouth. That's what you hear.
Speaking of which, just a little side to baseball because I'm missing it. The Yankees just got Alex Verdugo.
I thought it was Vertigo.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
He had vertigo after a bleacher creature threw a baseball at him.
Yeah.
Remember that? So,
drilled him.
but I think
we signed him today. Yeah, I saw that.
I think the immediate it was late last night. I think the immediate thought in that was we're going to use him to get Soto.
You think that's it?
I think it's possible. It's a good trade piece to give over to San Diego and get Juan Soto.
We need a pitcher.
But imagine that outfield if they didn't use him. It would be Soto, Verdugo, and Judge, and Stanton DH.
Yeah, Stanton can't he can't fucking water falling out of a boat. I don't know what happened to that guy. You need to go see him. You need to go talk to him or something.
I can make something happen.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Okay.
You need to put him in his place, tie him up, beat him, something. I don't know. But that guy needs to start hitting.
But I'm saying it here. Yankees get Soto. Verdugo might stay, might go, but I think the deal is already done.
Yeah.
I think they're sending 4 or 5 guys. I think 3 to 4 of them are going to be prospects. You know who was in talks with that? One of the pitchers for the Yankees. His name is Dick Fitz.
Dick Fitz.
His name is Dick Fitz.
That's never been my situation because it never fits.
Oh, please. You got extra room. Yeah, he's a pitcher in the Yankees, I think, AA.
Imagine bringing him home to Mom for Thanksgiving. Mom, this is Dick Fitz. It does?
He's like, I know. We tried it last night.
Really? Yeah, easily. No, with room to spare, Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to make a good husband. Dick Fitz.
The only bummer in that, actually, this is very funny. The bar that we are currently sitting at, Michael King, who's probably going to be the biggest trade piece in this trade to get Soto, he proposed to his girlfriend, now fiance here. Actually, I don't know if they got married. Outside this bar last year because this was where they had their first date.
That's the most unromantic fucking thing.
If you knew where we were.
Yeah, why don't you just propose to her in a dumpster?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Michael King, man?
Yeah.
No wonder he can't throw a fucking strike anymore. Jesus. She's probably left him by then.
Well,
yeah. Well, anyways, no, this is actually a great bar. It's a great bar, good sports. Where there's a basement.
It's a sticky bar.
A lot of shady shit happens down here.
Everything.
I'm usually involved with it.
Shady.
But hey, look, that's the second podcast we've done for the Degenerate Gamblers. Things are picking up. We got some guests coming on the show coming up. We're just gonna it's gonna get better and better. This has been an hour.
Oh,
God
wow.
damn it,
It was
man.
a fun
I
hour.
thought we were only went for 30 minutes. But look,
We're
guys,
still here. Thanks for hanging out.
we love you. Look, hit it up, the Degenerate Gamblers. Look for the Patreon. That should be set up tomorrow.
Twitter,
That's gonna be going every day.
Instagram.
Twitter,
We'll
Instagram.
leave them in the comments. Come hang
Yes.
out.
All right,
We'll be back
guys.
next week.
Peace out.
Later.
Next week's gonna be not monstrous. All right, that was crazy. That was a whole hour.